Management buyouts, or MBOs as they are often referred to, are nothing more than transactions where the business being purchased is by the manager or the managers of the company. A large difference in such transactions is that the due diligence may often be limited and quick, since oftentimes the managers have full knowledge of the business that they are purchasing as a result of them managing it. Similarly, the sellers are often likely to want to provide less representations and warranties on the basis that the management likely knows more about the company than its owners. Management buyouts can take place in both the private and the public sector, but when they take place in the public sector, the company is then taken private. Our focus here naturally is only on the private sector. There are advantages and disadvantages in pursuing a management buyout from a seller's perspective. For example, management could be perceived to have an unfair advantage as a result of the inside knowledge of the business, as such may not be perhaps the maximum value that they will pay to the seller. If management is aware that the business is for sale, the critical confidentiality component could also be compromised. If the transaction is not successful, then there may be some hurt feelings and strained relationships between management and the owners going forward. On the other hand, management may see opportunities that outside buyers may not see, and hence be willing perhaps to pay for those opportunities. There might be greater comfort zone on the part of the seller in that the seller knows the buyer and may be more comfortable in providing perhaps a better deal or a vendor note. A challenge that could often arise in MBOs is challenges in negotiating ability that result from the existing relationship dynamics that can land up killing the deal and straining previously good relationships. A good way to avoid this, whether you are the seller or the buyer, is to engage the services of a professional business broker to not only help you with the many moving parts of such transaction, but also to negotiate on your behalf. This will not only remove the emotional components, allowing you both to see things clearly and objectively, but also removing the relationship strain. Another important aspect of the MBOs is determining and coming to a mutual understanding of the enterprise value. On the seller side, here are some considerations in a management buyout. Before any discussion takes place, ensure there is a non-disclosure agreement in place and possibly even a non-compete agreement in place. Be prepared and ensure that you had your business valued and that the valuation is fair and realistic, and it truly reflects the fair market rather than one's own interpretation of value based on personal needs or rules of thumb. Having realistic expectations of the value of the business is key. Consider the manager's entrepreneurial and business ability to successfully purchase the business and take it to the next level. Consider the manager's financial ability to successfully purchase the business and risk factors associated with a vendor note, if that is part of the required terms. Consider removing yourself from the negotiations and engage the services of a professional certified business intermediary to help you achieve your and his objective. On the buyer side, here are some considerations in a management buyout. Do not expect the seller to provide you all of the information you need prior to you executing a non-disclosure and a non-compete agreement. Be sure you are realistic about the financial commitment required to purchase the business, and if leveraging the buyout, even if through the vendor note, ensure the cash flow of the business will continue to provide you a fair market wage, a reasonable return on your invested capital, and the required debt service. If the seller has not already done so, request permission to perform a valuation, and that valuation needs to be fair and realistic and truly be reflective of the fair market rather than your own wishes or rules of thumb. Consider your personal skills and ability as well as those of your team to ensure full and absolute success of the business moving forward. Consider any financial and/or lifestyle impact such acquisition will have on your personal life and on that of your loved ones, and be sure you're prepared for it. Entrepreneurship is not for the light-hearted. Like the seller, consider removing yourself from the negotiations and engage the services of a professional certified business intermediary to help you achieve your and his objectives. You can see that though simple in principle, there could be many wrinkles and challenges that one could face in a management buyout. Educate yourself, be aware, be realistic, and engage a professional and knowledgeable business broker to help you do it right.